You know what you should do? You should follow me on Twitter at Bromo018. Link in the description. Do it now. Hello, my friends. Thanks so much for joining me today in what is episode 8 of our Manchester United rebuild on PES 2020 Master League. If you're yet to go and watch any of the previous episodes, as I always say, please do and watch those ones first before moving on to this one, because you will sort of receive spoilers, so on and so forth. But seeing as you've probably already seen the league table, I might as well go through it whilst we're there. So in the Premier League, it's looking fairly healthy. I mean, you know, if you'd offer us a Champions League spot at the start of the save, you'd say, yeah, we will take that, along with a trophy as well, or two. And we're currently third, so it's not bad. But of course, we are 4 points behind Man City, and having been leading the table for the majority of the way and being unbeaten up until last episode, it's a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow now that we're 4 points off. So there's a little bit of ground to catch up. We do have Arsenal today, which is a big game. They started off poorly. They're currently in 12th. They've only won 3 games out of 12 so far. So they've started very poorly indeed. Looks like Unai Emery will be getting the sack sometime soon in this save. Elsewhere, it's generally the teams you'd expect sort of in the top 6 or so. Of course, Everton poaching there. Leicester have dropped off a little bit since, drawing to us, I guess, because they were well up there. So there's something I want to talk about just before we get into this game, and that is the structure of the video. Now, based on feedback I've had, and also I've been, sort of doing a bit of my own research and what have you, and I'm starting to think that we need to speed up the seasons a bit, speed up the process. So I'm thinking perhaps slightly less games that I'm going to do live comms of and more highlights. So what I'm thinking we're going to do today, and you guys please do let me know in the comment section, because I need all the feedback I can get. And if you don't like the structure, we'll go back to the way it was. What I'm thinking we're going to do today, see how it goes. We'll play the Arsenal game. That'll be a live comm. Fine. And then we'll show the highlights of Everton game, Newcastle game, and why not put the Spartak Moscow game in there as well. So we'll show the highlights of 3 games after this. Won't be live com. I will have already played them, and we'll just show the highlights of the goals, etc. So that's what we're going to do today. Please let me know in the comment section after you see this episode, if you manage to get through the whole of it, what you think of that structure. Let me know. Is that going to work or not? So we're skipping through more. Obviously, then in the next episode, we'll show the highlights of the Wolves game, we'll show the highlights of the Norwich game, and then we'll come on to the Man City game. So it all depends on, sort of the way in which the feature list lends itself. But what I'm trying to say is we'll show highlights of more and more games, and we'll do live comms of less, and try and get through the season faster. So you see how players are developing, get through more just quick fire highlights and stuff, see what's working and what isn't. So like I say, let me know in the comment section, guys. I really do appreciate it. Now, enough of my rambling. Onto the team sheet today. This is what we're going with. Same formation, the 4-2-3-1, because it's tried and tested, and of course now we don't have to worry about maintaining our unbeaten record. We don't have to think about trying to make it more entertaining at the moment. We'll see how it goes. This is lineup. Of course, the back 4 and the goalkeeper remain the same. David De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, and Jamal Lewis, who's had a great start to the season. Scott McTominay and Paul Pogba form that reliable centre midfield partnership that has done us so well so many games this season so far. Jesse Lingard comes back, returns to the team on the right, as does Anthony Martial on the left, and Juan Mata this time gets the nod ahead of Donny van der Beek. Been a bit unfair on him, to be honest, because of course we've been playing Donny van der Beek as well. Also Angel Gomez has been getting a lot of games there because we're trying to bed him in. He's been playing well generally, but Mata's a really good player. The reason why I haven't played him as much is because, I'm thinking he's starting to regress, he's starting to go down in rating, and his contract runs out at the end of next season. So we're trying to gradually phase him out. It doesn't make sense to be playing him every game if you know, the long-term plan, he's not going to be there. And, you know, we've got Van der Beek and Angel Gomez, etc. So, but he'll get the nod today. Very good player. And don't worry, he'll play more games. Don't get me wrong, he will play more games throughout the season. And, of course, Marcus Rashford leads the line. Gets a little bit of hate in the comments, does Marcus Rashford, but he's a good player, and he's starting to score more goals, starting to bang for us a little bit more now. So, we'll see how it goes. The bench this time, because Mason Greenwood is not only tired but on a downwards arrow, Tahith Chung will get the nod ahead of him. Yes, he can't play up front, but he might have to if we're struggling this game. Or he can come out onto the wing and Martial can go up front. And that's if Rashford needs to be taken off for whatever reason and vice versa. So that's the lineup we're going to go with. Actually, we'll have a quick look at the Arsenal lineup, see what we're going. So we're going with. They're going for a flat midfield three. Actually, I say that. They've got two defensive midfielders, but it's not quite parallel. They're on the wrong side. It's a bit weird. Kieran Tierney playing. Of course, in real life, as of recording this, I haven't actually seen him yet because he hasn't had an opportunity. He's been out. Socrates and Mustafi at the back. No David Luiz. Hector Bellerin returns to right back. Of course, usually, no way. No way. Look at who's on their bench. Centre forward, 78 rated. No way. Oh my word. RVP. Wow. That is something. If he comes on and scores. Oh my word. He's supposed to be retired. Goodness me. Come on. Sort it out. I can't get back into it now. That's just shocked me. I just can't believe I've seen that. I could have gone past without noticing that completely. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang doesn't get the start. Instead, Ozil's playing instead of Aubameyang. That could be good for us. You know, he's a very good player, dangerous. Surprised not to see him in the team. But Robin van Persie, you know, the danger man on the bench. Oh, let's just start the game. Here we go then. Arsenal at Old Trafford. Let's go.
Well, a very good evening to you as you join us for tonight's live game. Unfortunately, our weather forecast is somewhat less than promising. We're told to expect intermittent spells of heavy rain, which might very well impact on the quality of the football later. It'll certainly add a new dimension, especially for those players who like to keep hold of the ball. A few anxious faces hoping it will all somehow stay away, but I have to tell you that we are told is an extremely unlikely scenario. Old Trafford rising to the occasion as only Old Trafford can. Some terrific scenes at the Stretford end. Reading this formation, Jim Beglin?
Well, most teams that use this system, Peter, will work it in a way where, yes, they'll have a 4-5-1 shape off the ball and ideally a 4-3-3 shape on it. We often see that 4-1-4-1 shape too, and that has an obvious flexibility about it. It's a popular managerial selection because of that. It's just extremely flexible with all the numbers I've mentioned.
Come on then, this is a big game today. I'm looking forward to it actually. Hopefully we can get back to winning ways after our first loss in the season. Oh, drops a matter. He can go for goal. Bounces and Leno can only parry it wide rather than catch it. Arsenal will try and get it out. Oh, he gets away from Maguire there actually. Goes to get... Oh, that is a good effort. Happened a bit too quickly. Excuse my terrible commentary there. But it's Lacazette. Forces a good save from David De Gea, actually, after some slightly dodgy defending. Oh, McTominay loses out there. We're struggling in possession at the moment. Maguire needs to close Pepe down. So closes the angle. It's into Lacazette. De Gea saves again. Mata needs to turn quicker than that. Comes out to Pogba. Oh, he doesn't do anything quicker. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, 0-0 half time. Not a lot to show you, and this is This is one of the reasons, guys, why I just wanted to show you more highlights instead of doing more live comms, because just nothing happens. It's ridiculous. Just no chances created. The ball gets given away all the time. There's no urgency. It's just disappointing. Sorry, guys. I don't want to turn this into a negative thing. We've got a second half to go. It's still 0-0. Hopefully we can turn the game on its head a bit, breathe some life into it in the second half. Oh, that's a matter. Pogba, great run, goes to goal, just past the post. Hits it first time in the end. It's a good opportunity, actually. Perhaps he, well, Peter Drury. Well, Jim Beglin even stole the words right out of my mouth. He does have to do better. We'll be disappointed there. Oh, there's the ball. McTominay through to Rashford. Rashford's in on goal. Oh, my word. Why is he shot with the outside of his foot? You've got to finesse that. And that's cost him the chance there. Rashford. Oh, it's a good ball to Martial. He's peeled off. Martial goes for goal. That is another fantastic opportunity. And we don't take it. Anthony Martial, actually, this time. Finally, some nice build-up play. Some decent movement off the ball as well. Martial, and he cuts inside, whips it, and just misses the target. Comes to Lingard, looking for one more for Rashford. Rashford, he's going to look for Martial. That's a foul.
What's he giving here? No, the referee's judged that the offence took place outside the area.
Yeah, well, they were exposed and vulnerable, and he knew he had to do something to prevent a goal then.
Very little time to go, and they have a
Right, we're going to change it to Mata here. On his left foot. Mata. Oh, he's hit the plate in! What a strike that is from Juan Mata. Off the post and in. And we talked before the game about how we've decided to go for him instead of Van der Beek and Angel Gomez. And the decision pays off. The goal just wasn't going to come without that moment of magic. With the free kick, we swap it to him from Pogba. Brilliant celebrations as he celebrates with the crowd. What a goal. I thought it hit the post and bounced out, but it is an incredible finish. Wonderful strike. The keeper, Bernd Leno, is not getting anywhere near that. And look at those scenes. Finally, a breakthrough and a bit of excitement in this match. 1-0. 87 minutes gone. Oh, Lingard's completely escaped attention. Not sure what that touch was, for God's sake. Lingard wins it back over. Just having a tussle. Full time, 1-0 in the end. Brilliant free kick from Juan Mata is the difference between the two teams. Like I say, the goal wasn't coming if we didn't have that moment of magic from the set piece, from the free kick. But we get it. That's the most important thing. And you know what? He deserves the plaudits today. Comes into the team and shows why he should be playing. That is for sure. And it's a wonderful, wonderful strike. So Arsenal, just the one chance on target in the end for them. They didn't really threaten much at all, to be honest. And that's just sort of how the game went. Let's have a look at how the results went elsewhere. Liverpool win 3-0. Tottenham win 3-1. Oh my word. Chelsea have lost 4-0 at home to Sheffield United. That is something. That is quite something. Wow. Pretty shocked, gotta say. Man City win 3-0. So that means that the league table does look like this. We are up to second now. Overtaking Chelsea, of course, because of that shocking defeat. 4 points behind Man City still, but a long way to go in the season. So, looking forward. And let's see now. We're going to go into the highlights of the future games. Everton being the first one. So, let's see how it goes. So, moving on to the highlights. We have the first game against Everton. And it didn't turn out too well. Another loss on the board too in fairly quick succession, as Dominic Calvert-Lewin sends us to 0 points in this game. Everton get the 1-0 win, and it was very disappointing. We just didn't create anything, didn't have have anything going. And then we moved on to this performance, which was slightly better against Newcastle, a 2-1 win in the end. First of all, Diego Dalot whipping it into Marcus Rashford. The ball just bounces off him, really. You'll see on this replay, hits off his shoulder, barely has any motion towards it, but somehow it goes in, and we'll take that all day long to make it 1-0. And then again, the same combination of Dalot and Rashford, this time a much nicer goal, a lovely whipped ball in, and Rashford rises highest over Paul Dummett to nod home. It was much better in terms of the reaction, especially in the first half, to the first game in which we just didn't get going at all. My apologies for this horrendous celebration from Rashford. Unfortunately, we died off in the second half, and as you can see, just some terrible defending, not responsive enough to get it away. And Alan Saint-Maximin, fair play to him, he unleashes an absolute firebolt into the top right corner in the 73rd minute. It wasn't enough for Newcastle, thankfully, to spawn a comeback, but a little bit worrying times for us, as once again our defence just looked a little bit shaky, and that carried over into this next game against Spartak Moscow. Again, just a comedy of errors defensively. Yes, I did play the young kids for this once again, because we have already qualified for the Europa League, but it was still very disappointing. Again here, Schürrle, who tore us apart, gets so much space in the middle, they can send a ball to him, and as he goes through one-on-one with Romero, he just isn't going to miss. And this was the story for the whole game. In fact, this game itself on a whole was just horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I just could not wait for it to finish, to be honest. It was just one of those games, really poor, really annoyed me, to be honest. We do get a response. Angel Gomez finds Daniel James with the run. James has to touch it back due to his bad touch, but he produces a good finish. And there you're thinking, in the 81st minute, can we mount a comeback? Can we get an equaliser? As it was only 2-1 at the time. But unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. We were so poor, we were so tired. And it was just, like I say, a terrible performance. Gus Till this time finishes it off in the 89th minute. So much space yet again. Defensively, just errors. And we do need to weasel them out if we're to try and challenge for anything, any form of trophy and any form of Champions League qualification this season. It finished 3-1. And with that leaves the league table looking like this, guys. You know, we've hit a bit of a sticky patch, and the league table is showing it as a result. Man City just will not be stopped, will they? 7 points clear of us now, and that's already looking like a tough one. They've only conceded 4 goals all season. In terms of the Champions League race, we are 4 points clear of Tottenham. Of course, top 4 do go through, so that's encouraging. That's positive, but I've got to say, I'm not going to lie, I'm not enjoying the gameplay, and it's really starting to show in my performances. We started off really well when I was settling into it, but, things are starting to not go so well, and it sort of shows in the amount of goals we're scoring as well. Nothing's happening in games. Just a bit demoralised of it, to be honest, and so I can only apologise to you guys for that. It's just something just not working at the moment, so we'll see how it goes. There's still a long way to go in the season. We're only in December, so plenty of matches still to play. I think next episode, of course, we're all back for the big one, Manchester City. We'll play the Wolves and Norwich games, and we'll have the highlights of them. See if I have the highlights for any others as well. But like I say, just hoping that we can have an upturn in something, just an upturn in my enjoyment, to be honest, because it's on the wane a little bit, unfortunately, and it's sad to say, to be honest, really disappointing. So, we'll see how it goes anyway. Either way, I hope you guys will stick along with me for it, see if we can get out of this little sticky patch that we are currently in. If you enjoyed this episode for somehow, then please do leave a like. If there's any criticisms you have, please do let me know in the comment section. I'll take it on board, as always, and I do appreciate any constructive criticism that we may have. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already for more regular gaming content from the likes of PES and also FIFA as well. And on that note, we are going to round it off there. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.